Today I'm breaking down technique from 7 different hurdlers, each facing different challenges with their hurdling. This is where you come in. After watching the videos, leave a comment as to which athlete you'd like to see get a full in-depth review next week. Just drop their name or number in the comments. So let's break down these performances, highlight some quick fixes, and help these athletes reach their full potential. Let's go. This is Kat. She's in the 8th grade, and she says she's struggling with a new height of hurdles. First off, you're very good with your starts. I can tell you obviously have had some good coaching. Okay, what I can see from this angle is you obviously jumped way too high over this hurdle. You're also reaching the top of your leap too far over the hurdle, which could be that you're too close to the hurdle, or maybe just because you're going too high. And then we see the same thing going into the second hurdle. This is the #1 issue that all young hurdlers have, so if you can conquer this now, you'll be way ahead of the game. So my recommendation is to take advantage of the fact that you have these scissor hurdles that are very easy to knock down. I would have you literally drive straight at it and try to nick the top of it with your heel and also scrape it with your hamstring as you come over that hurdle. Because you want to get used to the sensation of planting and then moving straight forward over the hurdle so you get over it quickly and not jump over it and waste all this time and speed. Next up is Delaney. She's a sophomore in college. She says she struggles with her arms, the distance to the hurdle, and her lead leg, and they're all preventing her from 3-stepping effectively. Delaney, the first thing that I notice when I see you is the way you're running. All of your steps are on your heels, hitting the ground very hard. This is incredibly stretched out. All this type of running is just putting on the brakes and slowing you down. As I can see right here, there's a bit of a problem. Your upper body is leaning over to the left, then your left lead leg is swinging around. So these two things are getting you twisted up here. Plus you're just way too high over this hurdle. This is another big problem. And then so all of these will end up having you over-rotated or as you untwist out of that. So for you, I would recommend that you practice keeping your hips and your shoulders forward, driving your lead leg straight forward, and the same thing with your upper body and your lead arm, drive them forward. Don't let anything twist like that. This is Drew. He's a sophomore in high school. He's been hurdling for 3 years. This is him in the orange, and he has a hard time maintaining 3 steps and keeping his speed up. First thing I notice is as you start approaching the hurdles, you start putting on the brakes 2 steps out. All this is causing you to lose some speed. Then whenever you go at the hurdle, you can see that your lead leg is swinging around from the side. It's almost sideways here. And so that's going to have your whole body off balance as you're going to have to lean to the left. Your height over the hurdle is pretty good. You also have your arms pretty far out. And also because of the way you brought your lead leg around, here when you land, you're off balance. And this is causing you to lose speed. Again, running on your heels, all slowing you down. So if you work on that lead leg and keeping those arms tighter and everything going straight into the hurdle, it should help you come off each hurdle quicker to have more speed getting to the next hurdle, which will help you with your 3 steps. This is Juan. He's a first-year collegiate athlete. He feels like he's floating over the hurdles and he doesn't know what to do to increase his speed. Okay, Juan, you actually look like a really good hurdler. You look really fast. Now, the one thing that really stands out to me is as you go into the hurdle, you're leaning over to the left here, and also you're holding your trail arm out to the side and in front of you. Right here, you look exactly like Grant Holloway. Grant does it because he's tall, very fast and long-legged, and he has a problem getting too close to the next hurdle. That's not your problem. So it's actually causing you to be off balance and lose some speed. And when I see here, you're really having to work to get to the next hurdle in only 3 steps. So you definitely want to cut that out and let that trail arm swing behind you the way it's supposed to be. That's the main thing I would work on if I were you. If you do that, you'll come off the hurdle faster, have more speed going into the next hurdle, and maybe not have to reach out so far, and you can have a better cut step here versus the one you have. This is Kai. He's a high school sophomore, been hurdling for 2 years, having an issue maintaining 3 steps all the way through his hurdling. All right, Kai, we've got a lot going on here. I can't help but notice this trail leg just extending so far out in front of you, and also the fact that you're twisted up as you're landing. Also, your second step in the hurdle is really kind of crazy. Looks like you're trying not to fall down, and then you're reaching out for this step. And I also noticed that your lead leg, as you swing it through, is too open. So that helps bring your momentum up high over the hurdle. Also, you have both arms forward. At this point, you should have your left arm forward and your right arm should be back, just like you're running. And then, wow, we've got this huge stride right here to get to the next hurdle in 3 steps. But all that's because of all the speed that you lost from the technical mistakes you were doing earlier. I know that's a lot, but if you could break these down one at a time, you should get better pretty quickly because you look fast and athletic. This is Tyler. He's in the 12th grade. He's been hurdling for 2 years. He feels like he's slow over the hurdle and his form is bad, and he just wants to know anything he can do to get better. Tyler, the first thing you need to do is work on these steps to the first hurdle. I think they're a little bit too big for the first 4 steps because now you're having to take choppy steps in order to not run into the hurdle. And then your 8th step is kind of problematic. See how you're reaching out here? But then you're also bringing your lead arm over the top. And that's not something you want to do. You want to shoot it straight out. Also, when I see you go over the hurdle, it's not the technique that stands out to me as being so wrong. It's more just looks like a lack of speed. Now, this isn't to say you're not fast. I think you are because you're actually running into the hurdle by 8 steps. So you just need to learn how to get your steps right so you don't have to chop so much at the end, and you can accelerate into the hurdle with the speed that you have and not put on the brakes with those last 4 steps. I think you're going to be a lot better. This is Zach. He's a high school junior. It's a second year hurdling. He says his coach is telling him his trail leg is causing him to be off balance because he's pulling it through too high. Zach, when I watch you hurdle, you look fast. You definitely have some ability in this race, but I totally agree with your coach. If you look at your trail leg here, your heel should have been tucked into your butt a lot more. It's very wide open. So you're swinging a more open leg around, and that's just a lot of momentum carried around in a circular motion like that, and it's going to throw you off balance. And you look at the way you land here, you're ready to fall. Here you're still really off balance, and then you kind of regain it right here. You go over the next hurdle, and you do the same thing. In fact, your trail leg is so open that you're bringing it over to the side, so that actually would be in a competitor's lane. And again, you're way off balance here. And then here, you totally brought it over to the side. So listen to your coach, work on that trail leg, and you're gonna be a lot faster. That's it. Don't forget to cast your vote in the comment. Also, if you want to see how you can be part of this, I'll leave a link in the comments and the description below. And if you'd like to see any other way that I can help you with your hurdling, go to acemethodcoaching.com.